Alright guys, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be repairing our little outboard here. That's been super reliable for the last year and a half. Haven't had much troubles with it. The only problem is I left it alone for a while, roughly maybe 4 months, and I think due to the fact that we've been running ethanol gas for the last 4 years, it has taken a toll on the seals in the carburetor. I'll show you what I mean. The last time you saw us doing this, we repaired the fuel pump. But today we're going to be doing the carbs. So the story is, we haven't used it for about 4 months, and we decided to take it out one day, and it basically started for like 2 seconds, and then it fell flat on its face, and there's a bunch of black smoke coming out of it, which I've never seen before. So the first thing we notice is we press this ball, you can see that it gets wet, and I got gasoline in my fingers. You can smell it, it's definitely gasoline. The other thing is, pay real close attention when you're doing this. You can see gas leaking. See that? Gas is leaking. Gas is leaking from that, and it's leaking from this seal that's up here. So that is a big no bueno. I don't know why. I've taken this seal apart a couple of times to just spray it out, but this seal I've never touched before, and it's giving us problems. So I already took it apart one time, basically just cleaned it all out, and I've ordered all the new seals. So hopefully I can fix this, and hopefully you guys can benefit from this. I know the last video a lot of people benefited from it when I was doing it, with the fuel pump issue, and I was pulling all the fuel lines off. Pretty much the same thing. To take the carb off, all you gotta do is undo this. This pops right off. Those don't actually go anywhere. And then there's a screw here, and there's a screw right in the back that you gotta undo. And then you gotta undo this little clamp right here, and that little clamp right there, and this thing basically just falls right off. I won't be able to hold the video camera and take this off at the same time, so after the cutscene you'll just see me playing with it. But after that, essentially you got 4 screws. There's a screw here, one on the other side, another screw here, another screw on the other side. And to take these apart, you just pop this off, and this just slides off. This one, there's a screw here. Just take a knife or something, just scribe a mark there, so when you put it back, you just line it up with that and tighten that down. After that, like I said, you got 4 screws, and then you got 2 screws right here, and that should be it, man. It should be that simple to rebuild one of these things. Well, actually, for my case, I'm just putting new seals in. So as for seals, there's one here, right on the plunger. There's another 2 O-rings that are on this side, which I think, well, at least I suspect is what's going bad. And I've actually ordered this whole bottom piece too. Kind of suspect it's deformed in some way, so I've actually bought that as well. And there's another big seal that goes inside here. It basically seals the top and the bottom. Basically that's the bowl, and that's the throttle body right here. Actually, the throttle body's on this side. There you go. The throttle body's right there. That's how it works. Yeah, so hopefully this works, and hopefully you guys can benefit from normal wear and tear and ethanol problems. Alright, so UPS guy just came by, got my last part right there. And if you guys are following the channel, I'm a big fan of throwing frogs. Those are the JDM, well, I say JDM, those are Thailand frogs. I'm a big fan of those. They don't really show them on the channel much, so testing some new stuff. Anyways, this is the new plunger. I got some O-rings. I got the plate I was telling you guys about. And I got the spring and the seal. So, yeah, if you're interested in the part numbers, I'll list them down in the description. And also, check out the new hat. You guys like the hat? Links in the description. Buy one and help the channel out. You know, I know we're fishing. We're actually going to be fishing a veteran charity tournament. So we're helping the community out. So please help us out by helping us out. We'll do more videos like this. to help everybody else out. So let's get started. Alright, tools that you're going to need. Essentially, you got a 10mm socket and a flathead or a Phillips would be good. So I made it easy. 10mm screwdriver. Should be easy. I've done this before. Actually, I do this like once a year. Kind of reminds me why I bought a kayak, because you don't even have to do this on a kayak every year. This is like a brand new engine too. It's a 2011 model, so it's not like, you know, it's not like a 1990s model where it needs a lot of maintenance. It should be almost maintenance free, but some reason there's always something that screws up. That's the boat world, actually, for those that are looking to get into it. There's always something that's broken on a boat. Okay. Alright, so you almost got it. Almost got it. Yeah, I forgot to undo the fuel line. Fuel line's in the back. You just pinch it up, pinch it out. You know, gaskets. We'll leave that gasket on there. Now, take that apart. Don't lose a screw. Keep that there. This is the whole carburetor throttle body assembly. So pull that off. And there's one on the bottom. Pair of pliers. Leatherman, actually. This is a Leatherman Wingman multi-tool. It's what I use on my kayak when I go fishing. It's a really, really good tool to have. If you look at the gas is actually kind of discolored a little bit. It almost feels like it's like ethanol. That's the only thing I can say. Ethanol. Damn you, ethanol. So let me pop this sucker off, and there's probably want to wear gloves with this too. Actually, let me get my gloves. At least the parts that I have, and I'll flash up the part numbers too, since they're all still in bags. I can still do that, and hopefully this works. If this doesn't work, man, I'll probably end up buying like a new carburetor, which will probably run me like maybe $200. And I'm pretty sure if you take this to a shop, that's what they'll probably charge you, just to redo the carbs, or just buy a new carburetor for that matter. Because I'll be honest, the parts are about $80. It shouldn't be that expensive if you can get it all for one guy, but I was kind of in a hurry and I went on eBay, and so that's part number one. Okay, went on eBay and I just bought it from all over, and I got screwed on the shipping. Part number two is a spring. As y'all can see, that's just a spring. And there you go. There's your diaphragm. You can see that, but diaphragm and 2 O-rings. So pop the O-rings out. I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna do the diaphragm thing yet. It's kind of attached to the top, so I'll probably have to take this part off. So let's pick. Yeah, I guess we'll do the top side first. But anyway, like I was saying, 4 screws that holds the bottom together. Undo those. Some people will they'll reuse these screws, and some people buy new ones. I am just gonna reuse my existing screws because They're not brass or anything like that. You can reuse them. It's not like they're crush washers, you know. So the other thing is, this is the second time I've taken it apart because I've already tried cleaning it and it still doesn't work. My brother actually recommended using gasket maker. That might not work. For me, that was taking a chance, and I wanted to just straight up replace it with the OEM parts. That's the other thing too. All these are going to be Quicksilver parts. So that's the inside of it. If you've never seen it before, inside of a carburetor, and there's still some gas in there. We're not going to mess with this at all, but typically what I usually do is I get in here and I'll take that screw out and I'll undo these two and I'll just spray it out with a brake cleaner or carburetor cleaner. Typically they're like the same thing, but I'll spray all that out. I'll spray all this out. I'll spray into these holes and I'll make sure that you can see the cleaner come out the nozzle here. And when you spray in that, there's another nozzle in here that you can see your cleaner come out of, and basically clean out all these holes that are here, and all these holes that are here, and that's basically what you're trying to do. I think I'm no like repair guy or anything. I just do this kind of as a hobby in a sense. I am a electrical computer science engineer, and to me, what this is just a whole bunch of parts that just need to be cleaned. So that's all I do. I can't even explain to you exactly how a carburetor works, but I do know that if there's crap stuck in here, which more than likely you will see. When the first time I opened it up, I saw a whole bunch of, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a lot of like that gray, that like random, it looks almost like a weird like bacteria growing in here, and you just gotta clean that stuff out, and usually that takes care of it. The first couple of times that I was having engine problems, like idling problems, that's what it was. So basically, this is what we're gonna do. This is the gasket that's leaking, and that's the gasket I bought. That's the part number, and let me put it in. Alright, so I don't know how much we got from that, but here is the carburetor, and this is how it goes on it, and like that. There's no way you can mess it up. There's only one way it'll go in, and I've already taken all this off, and these are the plates. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to replace this seal that's right here, and that's one of the seals it's leaking from. So before I start doing that, let me kind of explain what I usually do here. I've already done it, but if I had to do it from, like, say this is the first time I did it, I'd actually undo these two screws, undo that screw so this whole thing falls out, and I would spray everything out. Every single hole that you can see, every single port, I'd spray it out with a carb cleaner, and what it does is it'll get rid of the ethanol buildup, and that's what it is, ethanol buildup. There's a little bit of buildup in here already, just from sitting, a week. I think that's what poor engine performance comes from when it comes to little carbureted engines, and that's what I usually do. Like I usually have to do that like once a year or twice a year, depending on how often I use it, and it'll keep the engine running good. But if you hear the engine kind of choking, or if it's not running as strong as it should, then more than likely like one of these ports is clogged. And when you take this off and you spray in there, what it'll do is, if you look at that throttle open, and you'll see like a couple of those gasoline jets that are in here. When you spray, you should see a cleaner come out the bottom. So that's how that works. But my plan for attack today is basically I'm gonna just replace the seals. So seal number 1 is that big one, and that's the part number for it. And I'm also gonna replace the plunger, which is probably what I will do first. It's just right here, and how that works is it just kind of goes like that. There's a little clip here. You have to press it in, and it should pop out. You should be able to change it somehow. I've never done this before, so my experimentation will be your fun. It does look like it's the right one, so it should be okay. We'll see. We'll see. Alright, so I disassembled it. This is what it actually looks like. disassembled. But this is the new one, and I've also bought that bottom plate, so we'll use that later. But basically, how that goes in is this just goes through the hole, okay, and then this just hops right back on it, kind of like that. Okay, just gonna squeeze that through, hopefully, kind of like that. Pinch that back in. It's probably gonna be the hardest part of this whole thing, is to pinch this back in. I ain't gonna lie. Alright, movie magic gets back on. Basically, there is no inner ridge here. You just kind of press it, just kind of push it in there. So it kind of just prevents this from popping off. The little white cap, you actually just grab it, pull it off, and put it back on. It's literally just the cap. After that, I can already tell that this seal is much thicker than the seal I pulled off. So, with that being said, you look at it. Yep. Hopefully that works. So, with that being said, we need a spring, because we're not going to reuse the old spring. Here's the new spring. Spring part number. That's the part number. Rip this off. So basically, the spring will sit in the new housing, which is right here. Here's the new housing. That's part number 896117. Spring and new bottom housing. And the housing is probably the part that costs the most. So there you go. And now we also have to put in, our new O-rings. So first we must pop the old O-rings out. So you pop them out. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see, but the original O-rings in here, they're flat. When O-rings become flat, they're not good. They're supposed to be nice and round like donuts, you know. So there you go. Out. Let's put the two new O-rings in. These are the O-ring numbers. We need two of them. Okay. O-ring number 1 and O-ring number 2. Looks good. Okay, so now comes the tricky part. The tricky part is, how do you put this like that and then put your new piece on top? Well, just like that. And then you put your screws on. Put it tight. If you did not lose your screws, they should still be where you left them, which I left out. They're still here. Cool, huh? That's how you rebuild these guys. Hopefully no leaks. I want to go fish this weekend. It's like the first week in the fall. Bass are up shallow already. Caught a 4-pound smallmouth. Actually out of this boat. Even with no outboard, me and Hybrid Killer, we launched and we just fished around the boat docks, or the boat ramp actually, and we killed him that day. It was actually pretty cool. Pretty cool day. 1, 2, 3. Nice and tight. Make sure it's nice and tight, because there's a lot of vibrations and, you know, shit can happen. Alright, that bottom piece is built. Alright, now we gotta pull the last gasket out. Like I said, that's this gasket. There you go. As you can see, this gasket is completely flat. And it's even got all that crud right there. I think that's just strictly... I'm going to blame that one on ethanol as well. So, try to get this out. And as you can see, it's a pain in the butt. It's actually... It's sticky in there. Sticking in there. A hard time popping this out. You need a knife would do. Let's see. Let's see if a knife would help me out. Because if this doesn't work, you're probably gonna replace this bottom bowl too. But you know, you look at this seal and look how nasty that is. That's no bueno. Probably hit that out. Yeah, look at that. That's bad. That's real bad. So anyways, let me go hit that out with some cleaner. I'll be right back. So you guys can see the before and after. See all that crap's in there? Alright, check it out. We're gonna do some movie magic on you guys. It'll be nice and clean when I come back. Alright, the other thing is I was cleaning it and this thing kind of fell out. Make sure you don't lose that. Because you're gonna kick yourself in the butt later if you lose that. So anyhow, the gasket just goes right on in. Kind of just press it in. And it is the right gasket because it fits in pretty good. And this gasket is actually higher than the gasket is higher when you look at it like this. The gasket has to be higher than the actual surface of the metal. That's how you know you're gonna get a good seal. The old one wasn't. Okay, that's a giveaway right there. So basically, you just put it back together. Oh yeah, I didn't give you guys a close up. See how clean it is now compared to before. Alright, so basically it goes back in. Well, you're gonna want to line up that to that black piece, so it just goes in like that, just like that, man. Should be that easy. Just saved you guys a $200 carburetor job at the local shop, so you know it'll be cool if you bought a shirt or bought a cap using the link below, or even if you just subscribe to the channel and give me a thumbs up on this video. I'd really appreciate that too. But if you do like the hat, you know, it's got our logo on it. Support the cause, and or like I said, at minimum, just give me a thumbs up if you watched this far. And because I know if you're having the same problem, you take this to the shop, this is like a $200 job, easy. Because just for parts, it's already like $100. So give me a thumbs up, like the channel, share this video with some of your buddies. Maybe a lot of outboards out there, they're not exactly the same thing as what I'm doing, but it's pretty. If it's a carburetor, if it's a smaller engine, they pretty much follow the same kind of theory. Okay, so the other thing that's kind of a giveaway is when you're tightening stuff down, especially in terms of where the screws and gaskets are going, you'll feel it touch and then it kind of like sponges in, where if it's not gonna sponge in, it's gonna, your gaskets are bad and you gotta replace them. Let's try to put it back together. Got my gasket that's over here. So you should probably, oh yeah, you should probably put the gas line on first. So gas line is down, yeah, it goes in like this, right? Cable on top. Gas line on first. Like I said, do this at your own risk. This is not a class, but in a sense it is. In a sense it is. So you got that. It goes right back on in. It should, everything should line back up. Oh yeah. Black gasket. Goes in right here. Goes in that way. Just kind of hold it in place while you take this. And this should go in like that. Hope I'm doing that right. Well, we'll see. We'll see here in a minute if it's not right. But I think it is. So, just knife all the holes. Line up with your gaskets. Just finger start this one. Once you get this one, you'll be alright. Oh dang, the other thing is get this. Actually, back that up. Back that up one spot. Back that up one spot. Okay, you gotta tie the throttle in as well. I mean, there's gotta be an easier way, but I'm just gonna show you the way I do it. Put it in now, so you don't have to do it later. Yeah. It all just has to mesh at the same time. Alright. That's in, that's in, that's in. Oh, I dropped my gasket. Kind of the realities of repairs, actually. Nothing ever goes according to plan. You just have to, you just gotta make it work. You know? It's just like fishing. Nothing ever goes according to plan. Put that one in. Where's my screwdriver? Alright, so it's kinda in. Get your 10. Start it. Get the other side. That. I didn't do the ball yet, the primer ball yet, but we'll get that in a bit. And now, just gonna run this cable, or this primer ball line, run it back up. Alright, so put this back on. Gas is already on. Alright, it's almost time to start her up. So, final check. That goes in there, that goes in there. What I'm doing right now, I'm just going to check to see if I get a lot of gas. So, primer ball on the gas, that's the gas tank. I'm looking for leaks. So, that's tight. It's not going to prime no more. I'm doing this. I'm looking for leaks. Now, see, that's still, you know, that's still leaking right there, but I'm looking for leaks right here. I'm looking for leaks around this side because it was leaking here and it was leaking here. But so far it's good. So we can almost go ahead and start it, but let me take care of that first and we'll start it in a bit. Pretty confident it's gonna work. Okay, so the part number for that is the primer pump. Let's see, part number right there, 895124. I guess you can find these on Amazon too. Let me see if I can find the links for you. I'll post the links down on the bottom for Amazon. I know a lot of guys, you know, they prefer Amazon. Basically, it's just that. Pull it out. I have a lot of gas right now. I need to dump it somewhere? I don't know. That's a lot of gas. I don't know. Just have to let it drain, I guess. It's probably going to drain the whole ball out. But, oh well. Huh. That's a lot of gas. That is a lot of gas. Needs to chill out for a little bit. Alright, let's put it up there for now. That is basically just, should just be something you could turn and it comes out. not wanting to play. Old parts, they never want to play. Nope, that just popped off. I don't know if you can just replace that or not, but since I bought the whole thing, let me see. You could probably get to it. Look, see, it's got these, got some cuts on it. So it just screws in, but it doesn't want to screw out right now. Don't want to do that. I'm sure there's a special tool for this. Oh no, hold on. I think I see something. A big nut on the back. Okay, so there's a big nut on the back. You didn't know that. Plastic nut on the back. Didn't see it. My bad. A big nut on the back. There it is. So that's what I'm talking about. Big nut on the back. Plug the new one in. I don't know if you probably just can't tighten this. It might work. Actually, I'm going to tighten it down. I'm not going to take a chance. But it's not like it's super tight. It's just on there. Alright, now the line goes back on and the clip goes back on. That's it. Yep, much better. I can hear it working too, so when I do that, I'm still looking good on this end. Everything still looks good on this end. So, alright. So, let's try to start this. Got this going. Make sure it looks good. Looks pretty good. So far, I've let it sit for about 5 minutes, and I still don't see any leaks. And every time I press this, no leaks. Let's start her up. Can't wait to see her work. I feel like mission accomplished, big time. So, let's see if this works. On. I think it's good. Choke this off. There it is. I can see. No leaks. She's running good. There's no black smoke. It's a big deal to have no black smoke, because if you got black smoke, that means your gas is too rich, or there's not enough gas, or something like that. One or two, but it's bad. So it's good to have no smoke. We're gonna let her run for like 10 minutes just to see if everything's okay. Check back in a bit. She's been running for a little bit now. She's up to temperature, you can say. So basically you want to check with the choke, or this without choke, and you want to go with choke. And you do want to hear a difference like that, because that's going to come in handy later. So you want to kill a choke, and the last thing I usually like to do is I want to check the throttle, make sure the throttle is working without running the gear case. So what I mean by that is you want the engine to rev, but you don't want the prop to start spinning, because it's kind of dangerous because of where I'm standing, right? So how you do that is there's a lever right here which is attached to the throttle body. All you gotta do is just push that. Just like to do that a couple times just to make sure it's responding. And if there's a vacuum leak somewhere, usually that'll sound different, is what I'm trying to get to. So if you do that a couple times and it sounds consistent every time, that just means all your vacuum lines are good. For this one, there's not a lot of vacuum lines at all, but I've seen other outboards where there are a lot of vacuum lines, and that would definitely cause problems. Like it'll wrap up real slow, and it might come back down real slow, and it won't idle, it won't maintain the idle, and that's when you'll know there's something else you need to look at. But on this one, it looks like I'm done. Okay, so it's a fairly simple carb rebuild with all the seals, especially with OEM seals. They always work, so I always recommend OEM seals, whether it's on a car or a boat. So always get your OEM seals. I would then let it run for like another 10 minutes, and then I'll just recheck all the screws just to make sure they're all tight, all down good, and then I just call it a day. Alright guys, hopefully that works. Hopefully that helps you guys, and hopefully you sub to the channel and maybe help us out by buying a hat. Alright, see you next time.